I think the impact from the government shutdown weighed on the stocks a little bit within the quarter. But fundamentally, the demand environment has been pretty healthy for us, for Delta. We gave our guidance today. We're still anticipating growing our top line by somewhere between 5 and 6% in the quarter. And I think investors want to see what's going to happen with the industry, kind of looking through. And the first quarter for us is always our choppiest quarter of the year. There's always a lot of noise in it.
And the government shutdown, as you mentioned, is an added part of that, though it affected you perhaps a little bit less than some of your rivals. Is that fair?
I think we all probably got affected at about the same level. I think it was not just the fact that there was less government traveling going on. I think there was just an unease about the environment, and I think it causes people to pull back a little bit, particularly with our leisure customer. Our corporate demand's been healthy. Our corporate demand in the quarter is growing 7%.
Clearly, the change in sentiment on the macro outlook in the last couple of months has been more focused on a slowdown globally than it has in the US. Are you seeing that in your customers with your international travel?
We're seeing a little bit of it. 2019 is not growing as fast as 2018 or 2017 grew, but it's still growing. I think the transatlantic is the one part of our business that has some of the most difficult headwinds because it's been growing a lot. There's been a lot of capacity in the transatlantic the last couple of years. So I think that's probably the weaker part of the business for the winter. That said, our forward look on spring and summer travel is really robust, including transatlantic.
So you're going to cut transatlantic fares for me for when I go home. That would be nice. Touching on oil prices, so clearly you got a boost in the fourth quarter as they pull back a lot, less so this quarter. How are you feeling about that for the year ahead?
You know, one of the things we're hoping this year is have some stability around pricing. Our non-fuel costs are pretty flat. They're up about 1% on the year, and we expect to be able to hold that. Last year, we saw a massive headwind on fuel price. Fuel prices for Delta are up $2 billion in the year. So to the extent we can hold in that $60, $70, $75 range, I think that's actually a pretty good spot for us.
I want to talk a little bit about Airbus, because on the one hand, they've cancelled their big wide-body A380, but you've also just launched with their A220.
The Airbus 220, which is our newest product, I think it's going to be the nicest domestic product in the sky. It's got wide-body windows on a narrow-body chassis. It's more spacious, the feel. It's got entertainment that works, Wi-Fi that works, live TV, and you're going to see that, I think, continue to step up from regional jets to that small narrow body in good number.
On the topic of Wi-Fi, can Delta customers expect that for free in the near future?
That's my plan. We're not there yet. You know, the problem if we gave it for free is we'd cause the systems to crash because everyone would, and we don't have the transmission strength. So we're working with GoGo, we're working with the transmission suppliers to find out how can we get better transmission capabilities brought to the aircraft that could sustain an offering of free in the cabin. We'll figure out. It's coming. Probably a couple years away still.
Ed, there was recently a story that said that there were cameras installed in the screens that you have in the back of the seats on the planes. Was that true? Why were they there, and should they have been there?
You know, interestingly, that was news to us when that story broke. We never ordered the cameras. It was something that the OEM had deployed. As soon as we heard about it, we made certain that they were disabled. They, in fact, had been disabled. That functionality had never been turned on, and we will make certain that we're not allowing new screens to come on with cameras. That's not our strategy. And
in this age where people are very concerned about their own privacy, have you had pushback from customers in the last couple of weeks since the story broke? Well, customers were curious as to why they were there. The fact that they've never been operated, that they were disabled, that's something that we are looking to permanently change out and make certain that there's no cameras on board. And there's only on a select few fleet types where the cameras even installed. Internationally, you mentioned that there was some pressure and competition transatlantic. What about the view to Asia and the extent to which that's been affected by the trade tensions?
You know, our business to China has actually been okay. We haven't seen any negative implications, repercussions from the trade issues that we've experienced with China. We're growing double digits on a year-over-year basis. Our China business, the volumes have been relatively healthy.